Alright, positioning tampering tools machine. Position tool tampering tool 09x3 tampering machine shows the direction of work, and then 1111111 151 151 151 151 5151 5151 15151515 5151551, and those show tool description expresses position tampering tools, and goes and shows the side plates. Our positioning tampering machine shows a crosshair tampering machine tampering tools. Important feature: working cabinet, lifting line unit, tampering bank, working direction, duomatic, front cabin. The flat car, working cab, lifting unit, tampering bank, direction, duomatic, front cabin. Lining system, working cabinet, tampering, lifting lining unit, working direction, unit mat, and front cabin. Working cabinet, lifting line unit, tampering bank, unit mat, split head, MFM, unit mat, front cabin. Multi-purpose tampering, engine, tampering bank, lifting line unit, working cabinet, dividing, driving boogie, front engine, drive, and the gantry device. Working cabinet, satellite frame, tamping unit, lifting line unit, driving cab, working unit. Working cabinet system, satellite frame, lifting unit, driving crane. Alright, rear cabin, spacious frame, subframe, diameter wheel 920 millimeters, three sleeper tampering units, diameter frame, steer frame wheel 730 millimeters, diameter wheels 920, lifting line unit machine. Alright, laser sliding system. Laser lining is used with the straight track with the 3-point move, with the remove of the lost misalignment, the false curve, the unless otherwise straight track with the laser system. Consider the laser guns, transmit a laser, receive the laser trolley, which consists of the laser guns placed from the machine up to 200-300 meters away. Receive the mounted front with the tightening of the trolley, adjusting so that it will follow the laser beam position to table the transmit to move the input of the lining system equivalent offset with the front of the cord as the machine is working, that moves up to the laser trolley until the distance minimal to 20 meters away. The laser system operates fully automatically, able to cope with the distance of up to 300 meters. Laser lining is only applicable to straight track. The important detail with the given below the design means that the specifically designed laser beam is fanned vertically in such a way that eventually change of the track height is no influence of the system. It means automatic flow control, follow-up control laser receiver that also position sensor of the laser beam, but therefore determine the input of the show including values. This is the laser gun over the machine is also dependent on the ambient gun, rain, snow, fog, high temperature, temper the good ambient condition, clean and dry air with the landing distance can be extended considerably. Working sequence design lining with the laser sighting system plays 1 initial lasing transmitter position post of the position lining F and P is known where the transmitter can adjust the lateral amount with the lining F. Phase 2 and 3 when the design lining commences the front end of the cord, the laser receiver shifted amount of the arrow direction of the emitted laser from the transmitter track is pointing to C that matches exactly with the line of sight. Points 4 and 5 of the machine drives forward with the front end of the cord match up again with the line of sight of the machine is ready to leave for the next lining operation. Alright, automatic guiding computer, or ALC. The variant for the computer software located with the onboard that automatically calculates the target output with the leveling can be based on the manual input of the required track and geometry for the measure for the run data. The automatic alignment of the SE, the super elevation level, the gradient is displayed on the controls track geometry. Lining track geometry is known with the data required for the lining of the automatic guiding computer are beginning with the transition line with the residual curve over the offset of the value of the automatic guiding computer software drive without the curve of the input with the data with the curve of the display with the computer screen with the automatic guiding computer calculates H, X, H, X, Y, H with the HW value with the 3-point lining of the VM and over VAF with the value of the 4-point lining system according with a different location. While working the 4-point lines with the VM over F values applied with the automatic guiding control computer space from the geometry with the visa, radius curve, circular curve, the transition curve, the details, etc. In 3-point lining, the automatic guide computer feed with the relevant theoretical H, H, X, H, Y, H, H, W calculated base feed geometry for the location and printed circuit board. Difference for the air with the existing track parameter feed value with the calculated PCB with the track with traffic corrected accordingly to eliminate differential. In addition, conducting field survey alignment of the slew value with the calculator with the fed into the machine, either manually with the automatic guide computer with the creating front offset with the data file with the design mode work. While working on the straight track, automatic guide computer works on a 3-point line system only by taking the H values to 0. Location track geometry where alignment is to be fed with the machine shown below with the input to display in the same format. Leveling track geometry is known with the data required leveling count correction to be fed in the automatic guide computer is beginning with a transition length, maximum count, beginning of the end of the vertical curve, circular radius, detail the automatic guide computer feed with the calculated super elevation K value, X value, the different location for the correction of the machine. At location point with the required count and lift values can be seen on the screen with the position of the cursor, target height with the datum reel with the head with the general lifting pedometer values be written on sleep at the roof of the data file with the distance target heat with it to be separate over the automatic level and automatic guiding computer system. Location super elevation over the automatic guiding system are shown below. Shows a super elevation point and a gradient input of 2%. Unknown track geometry run mode lining measuring run and correcting alignment is due with the 3-point system only. The automatic guiding system measure the existing track geometry, measuring the measuring run at speed of 10 kilometers an hour of the existing track geometry displayed on the computer screen with the target alignment that can be decided with the base of the measuring run data. Curve can be erected accordingly from an offset value with the calculated automatic guide system that can be existing proposed geometry. Leveling measure run records vertical profile with the track level smooth with the best profile with the maximum minimum lifting value fed with the automatic guide computer. Alright, machine trolley distances. Sample verse line V, 4-point loan, location changing curves. Sample F, value of the reference radius, circular curves. Straight end curve to straight F values. Examples of tamping with a WST 0832. In brief, input required different modes of working with curves. Sample ramp out fed in from pedometer. Ramp in feed value continued. Ramp out feed value. Sample K corrective curve gauge. Sample V vertical curves gauge. Alright, guideline surveying track with the getting offset value with the design model of tamping. By working on the tie tamping machine with the design mode with the long wavelength with the regularity, longitudinal level of alignment will be rectified hence with the tamping machine with the project out of the work site should be the work design mode proper survey. Getting offset value should be done. Survey longitudinal and vertical profile correction identified section should be divided in making stations of the 10 meters interval starting with the point should be the opposite of the kilometer post. The starting station should be marked as 0. The station location station number should be painted a yellow point on the web of the datum rail with the benchmark. The benchmark should establish 200 to 1,000 meters interval, including from them the GTS benchmark level to plot a drawing with a properly related with the existing index of the front fixing benchmark relation. Arbitrary level is avoided. These benchmarks established for the top of the concrete OHE mass for the electrified section, conspicuous markings. Records of existing rail levels, SSE and service engineer record actual rail levels of the all station the data marking making uses established benchmarks. However, the sketch of stretches over the datum and super elevated being on a horizontal curve of the rail level should be taken on the other track opposite of the station location with the stretch show with the stations that are taken on the non-datum rail should be noted in the level of the book. Formation level to every fifth station of the number 0, 5, and 10, etc. The permanent way shall be removed the ballast below with the real seat with the rail level to record it up to the level below with which is non-desirable to go to carry out the deep screening work known as formation level. Record the same, for example, the redesign vertical profile with the vertical level should be 700 millimeters approximately and 680 millimeters approximately above the formation level in the case of 60 grams of 52 kilograms of rail, respectively. The PSC sleepers of the 300 millimeter ballast, so cushion and sub ballast is not provided. 2E. Obligatory points. When carrying out the survey, the senior exec, and junior executive permanent way should record location obligatory points of level of crossing girder bridges, points of crossing overhead structure reference for the station, number of running kilometer, location of the kilometer post, gradient post also should be noted. Alright, 2. Plotting of the vertical profile. The existing vertical profile with the datum row with the formation profile should be plotted with a graph sheet with the length of the track of the biscuit with the elevation of the rail top of the formation ordinated with the scale at the top of the horizontal scale 1 to 1,000 or 1 centimeter is equal to 10 meters with the vertical scale of 1 to 110 or 1 millimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. Having plotted the formation level of the desired rail level should be marked with the graph adding 70 centimeters for the formation level of a 60 kilogram rail for PSE sleepers with 30 centimeter bush ballast cushioning. The 68 centimeter in the case of 52 kilogram and a PSE sleeper with a 30 centimeter ballast cushion. So rail should be plotted and should be taken into account while marking proposed vertical profile of the graph. Alright, proposed for the rail prop with the design final level of following consideration should be taken into account. Subsection should be kept recording the high points obligatory points as far as possible. Long stretch of the uniform grade should be planned with a keep the view of the depth over the construction provided with the relative to the implication lifting and lowering of the track. No cave for the grade should be exceeded with the ruling gradient of the section of the design vertical curves version Indian Railway permanent over the way rail manual shall be observed. The clearance for the overhead structure, including OHE, should be maintained with a permissible level. The design profile should be normally involved with the lifting and lowering obligatory points with girder bridges, level crossings, turnouts for the purpose of the SOD. Infringements for the audience should be considered. The redesign profile should be aimed at easing sags and humps of the manageable lift with the lowering of the not necessary intensity for the original longitudinal selection of the line should be restored. Generally redesigned profile should be arrived as to have only lifting as the machines can lift but can't lower. Lowering should be restored. Exemption circumstances only. Prescribed minimum ballast position in the Indian Railway permanent way manual should be ensured. However, the requirement of ballast over and above the prescribed cushion should be optimized, designing suitable vertical curves. Have location lifting and lowering possibility suitable ramp permanent with the form of the reverse curve of the vertical plane should be provided with both approaches. In case the lift proposed level crossing failed shaft staff should be prepared simultaneously. Rail the road surface regraded with approach. High points turnout with approaches should determine a lift over the minimum of 10 millimeters. Generally, 20 millimeters should be given at the point. In redesignation profile, where the requirements are met at. For other than vertical curve, the unevenness of the 80 millimeter cord should not excess of the under the high-speed route speeding 110 kilometers, 40 millimeter corresponding with a 20,000 meter vertical radius. Other than lines of 65 millimeter corresponding to about 12,000 meter vertical radius. B. Vertical curve with unevenness of 20 meter curve should not exceed 10 millimeter corresponding 5,000 vertical radius. Profile design should be analytically verified above mentioned unless the limits are exceeded. The final levels of points shall be calculated rather than scaling out with the drawing. Many serve the purpose of this virtual appreciation. Proposed levels should be approved by an officer below the rank of the and working plan should be prepared to distribute and some of the field staff and assistant engineer designing vertical profile with the help of the computer for design vertical profile. The computer software developed by RICE and Peru may be taken up to the speed of the design work. Alright, surfacing operation, calculating lifting Y, plotted graph of the final proposed lift and level the rail with the park with the OHEM mass, permanent reference pliers, reference of lifting and lowering operation, then electrified section, permanent level pegs should be provided with this station with 50 meters approximately. Actual work of the lifting and levering should be carried out with the instructions down of the Indian Railway permanent way manual. Finished profile exactly conform with the redesigned profile of the resurfaced rail. Resurface the level that may verify with the design profile with the necessary to check the finish on the level of the relation level of the mark with the OHE mass permanent reference pilers. The difference between the finished level of design level should not exceed 10 millimeters. Perhaps the variations unevenness of the station to station is no more than 20 millimeters. To ensure the permanent way will work out with the unevenness all the stations relation finished level of the machine in charge shall also correction level to the level to bring the station variation unevenness with a prescribed limit. Alright, surveying of alignment correction. All the weld rail kinks that should be rectified and eliminated by dinking and cutting out the welding and measuring. Aligning defect with taking the hydraulic Jim Crows, maybe with the removing the kinks, and so in some cases the horizontal curves and sections surface worn. Realignment process. Realignment should be carried out along the strip. The alignment should be measured with the long chord of the 200 meters on a straight track. Required slew with the alternate sleeper should be worked with a measuring offset of every 5 meters interval. The interpolating offset of the slews should be written on alternate sleepers on curved track. Vertices measured the 20 kilometer chord, 10 meter intervals. Required a slew situation worked out of taking obligatory points from the interpolated giving slew with the alternate every alternate sleeper. The slews are also written on the alternate sleeper. While working on the works of the slew position, fixed structure should be denoted with the infringement and moving dimensions should not be allowed. Pre-tamping and post-tamping operation machines related to track works detailed with the paragraph 226 should ensure that the SS service senior engineer of the permanent way, the beginning and end of the curve transition should be identified with marked in form of the permanent reference plow. The reference plow should also be installed every 50 millimeters alongside the length of the track dominated the future lines. Reference alignment as well as level off. The OHE mass electrified section can also be with the reference mark of the markings of the documentation with the intermediate reference pillars. Alright, sequence of tapping different points of the crossing shows the turnout with the first pass main line, and then your first pass is 0 to 1, second pass 2 to 3, diamond single first pass 0 to 1, more traffic, less traffic, single pass 2 to 3. Diamond, single first pass is 0 to 1, more traffic, second pass 2 to 3. Crossover, first pass 1 to 0, second pass 2 to 3. Important feature dimension of the dynamic track stabilizer. You have the feed roller, the working drive camera level, the core vibration stabilizer unit, axle load, control panel height transducer, vibration stabilizing unit, front bogie feeler rod, front cabin. Feed rod, working drive and cabin level and core vibration stabilizing unit, height transducer, control panel vibration stabilization unit, front bogie, feeler, front cabin. Chapter 3, ballast cleaning and handling machines.